Hello everyone, Catweasel here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Xayah Legends of a Drift System, where we're just about to get into episode 2. But before that, we've just got a couple of things to do. Yes, missed a couple of things last turn. First of all, we drew Pelmont here, the debris field, and it does have an exploration token on it, but I forgot to draw one. So we're going to do that now. So a D8 and a D6, and that is a 2 and a 3. So we're going to go across. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So here is our exploration token. We'll just pop it in there. And the other thing that we didn't do was here at the kiln. When somebody actually docks with the kiln, what you've got to do is roll a d6. Now, we did that for the vagabond, but we forgot to do it for the ghost stalker when Vesvirgo landed there. So we'll roll a d6 again. And we've got a 4. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3. It's going to end up here. So there we go. So it's a lot nearer to our puddle jumper this time. So Aquasion should be able to get to the kiln pretty easily if that is what she decides to do. So those were the only things that were missing from last turn, I think. So we can crack straight on, get back to our first player, who is Johnny Neptune in the Vagabond. And here we are with Johnny. So, yep, he's got this cube of spice. Everything's all set up. All we need are these, and we can go straight across the board and we can see what he is going to do. And here's Johnny. He's currently at the kiln. So the kiln's here, and he's going to fly to Kemplar II because he's got that mission, that shuttle mission. So he wants to pick up some passengers and take them to Burning Horse. So the first thing he's going to do is he's going to use a token, and he's going to fire up his engine, which is a D6. So let's give it a roll. And he gets a 5, which is a 6 because he's got GTS. And so he's going to come out exactly where the puddle jumper is for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And he can't actually go any further because the Easy Tiger's in the way. This happens occasionally, I think, but once we get a bigger universe, we shouldn't be bumping into each other quite as much. So we're going to use... Oh, or can I use... I think I can use his impulse from here. 1, 2, 3... No, I can't, because I want to get onto the mission point to actually pick these guys up. So we'll use his engines again, and we'll roll again. And he rolls a 4, which is a 6 with his GTS. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. He's picked up his passengers. So here is his shuttle mission. Because he's picked up his passengers, and we're going 1 to 2 sectors, that's 2,000. So I'm just going to put 2,000 on the card. And that way we'll know that he's picked his passengers up. So put that there. And that was a minor action. So he's still got 2 movement. So he's going to go 1, 2 to here. And then he's going to use his final engine space. Fire it up again. And roll another D6. And he rolls a 3 that time with his GTS, that's 5. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's going to stay there because once again, we're all bloody around here, and he can't stop on the same space as our trader friend here. So he's going to stop there, but he's still got his impulse, and that will be 3. So it'd be 1. In fact, he is going to use his final, because he's going to go into the nebula. He is actually going to go into the nebula because I've got a plan. So he's popped into the nebula, and that means we've got to roll a d20 for energy loss. So anything 11 and above is what we want. 17, that's well above. But what he's also going to do, now he's in the nebula, safely into it, he can actually, for an energy, use his Batea grid. He doesn't have to be on the harvest spot. Because of his Batea grid, he just has to be in a nebula, has to be in a debris field, asteroid field, and so on. He doesn't actually have to be on the harvest spot. So he's going to roll, and he might not even get hollow. You know, he could get anything, so long as he rolls a 5 and over. So let's roll the d20 again. And he rolls a 1, so he finds nothing. Absolutely brilliant. So absolutely nothing happened there. So we will exhaust that card. So that was a bit of a bummer. Now he is going to use his impulse. So flip that over. And he's going to move 1 and pick this up as a minor action. And he gets 5 extra movement, which is brilliant. You've got to use this straight away. But it does mean that he's got 2 exploration tokens. So he's moved 1. He's got 3 impulse left. So 1, 2, 3. No, he had 2 impulse left, sorry, because he's only got an impulse of 3. He's used 1 of his bonus, so he's got 4 move left. He drops the guys off as part of his shuttle mission. So he gets 2,000 credits, which is fantastic. And he has completed a mission, which we'll put into the discard pile. And what we're going to do for the rest, he may as well get some hollow. So out of that +5 movement he got, he's just going to move on to the harvest spot. He can't use his Batea grid again, but he can harvest hollow normally. So again, he's got a roll, but this time he's got to get over. He's got to get an 11 or over to get a hollow cube. 17 again, brilliant. So he does get a hollow cube. As he's harvested it, it doesn't come off the economy board, but he's now got a hollow cube and he has a spice cube as well. So that's great. He's not going to use his final token here because he doesn't. He'd only use it for an engine, and he's fully used up his engine. Didn't have to use his shield or anything, so he's fine. So he's going to end his turn there. He's going to end his action phase there. So pretty good. He's done his mission. He's got 2,000 credits. He did manage to get some hollow eventually, even though his Batea grid didn't work. And he also picked up the exploration token. So excellent work. Okay, let's go back to his player area, because now we're going to skip his business phase because he's not on a planet. We'll go straight into the status phase. And here we are at his status phase. So first things first, we've got to get rid of these. Yeah. So the choice is, do we want a fame point or do we want 2,000 credits? We actually want 2,000 credits. We can get fame later on. So he's going to discard these. So we'll put them in a little bag. Yay! The little bag, Brian. We're using the little bag with Cthulhu on it. So we'll pop that in there. It's just easier to keep them in there. And yes, so he's going to get 2,000 credits for that. So he's now got 4,000 credits. He can very nearly get a new ship. Can't get it. We could sell one of our outfits and get a new ship, for example. Except we can't because we're not on a planet. But if we were on a planet, then yes, we could. But as it is, we're not having a business phase, so we can't buy a ship. But we should be able to pull together 5,000 credits, and he should be able to get a bigger ship. So that's great, because he's still got some hollow cubes to sell and some spice to sell, which is really good. These get disarmed. So we'll pop these here. And that's it. I don't think we used any energy. Oh, yes, we did, didn't we? The beta grid cost us an energy, so that went down to 7. Yeah, that comes back because it's the status phase. And we're going to rearm these. So that's 3. 1, 2, 3, which is going to cost us another 3 energy. 1, 2, 3. So great stuff. But you can sell that spice at Neo Damascus, or you could even head back to Kemplar II to sell this hollow. So he'll make that decision next round. But as far as we go, I think that is it. Yes. So he's now got 4,000 credits. Once he gets, I think he will go to Neo Damascus and sell the spice. Oh, in fact, no, I think we will go back to Kemplar because he can buy spice. So we'll sell the hollow, buy more spice, and then he can head to Neo Damascus because he can sell the spice there. So that's a better way round of doing it, I think. Yes, we'll do it that way. Okay. Oh, he did go on a mission point. I got... he had to go on the mission point to actually drop off his mission. Yeah, drop off those scientists. But I should have picked up 3 missions as well. So we'll do that. And I'll quicken this up. I mean, we spent well over an hour in the last episode. All we're going to do here, he's only interested in blue. Yeah, he's not going to do any of the orangey, like, dodgy missions. So if we haven't got any blue missions, he's not going to bother looking at any of those. The only players that will be looking at these dodgy missions are Cobra Hex and Vesvirgo. Him and Aquasion, they'll just concentrate on the blue missions because they're nice, law-abiding people. So let's see what the shuttle mission is. Transport passengers again. A militia squad needs transport to Neo Damascus, which is on the board. Brilliant. The colony world is increasingly unstable because of the plague. The militia is trying to contain the population and keep the infected from escaping. We've got to pick up the passengers from the Deltas Gate. Now, that's not here yet, but we'll keep this. And if the Deltas Gate comes up, then we can do this mission. If a better mission comes along, we can always get rid of this one. But as it stands, we'll just hope that the Deltas Gate comes out. All right, so he's got a new mission. Fantastic. And he gets his impulse back as well. Don't forget his impulse. So, a successful turn for Johnny Neptune. He's completed a mission. He's now got 4,000 credits. He's nearly there as regards a new ship. A bit of wheeler-dealer in. He should be able to get a new ship. Perhaps a few more credits. And he'll be able to upgrade some of his outfits as well. So, things going well for Johnny. A lot better than last turn. Okay, next up, it is Cobra Hex. And here we are with Cobra Hex and the Easy Tiger. Okie dokie, so we'll pick up his armed markers. We're going to be spending those in a second. Important thing to note about Cobra Hex is he's only on 4 energy at the moment. He didn't get back to a planet during his business phase, so he wasn't able to refresh that. So we're going to have to bear that in mind because we don't want him running out of energy, because if he runs out of energy, he will become stranded. So let's bear that in mind. But let's go across to the map and we'll see what he's going to do. So here we are at the map, and there is the Easy Tiger. One thing to notice as well is he's got his bounty hunter mission, and we do have an outlaw on the board. The sellsword is an outlaw. But this sellsword at the moment, compared to the Easy Tiger, is pretty tough. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and get some cash together first, and hopefully we can beef up the Easy Tiger, and then he'll have more of a chance when he goes up against the sellsword. And you never know, the outlaw, the scoundrel, might come out. So and then he'll have a choice which one to go for. But as it stands, I think the sellsword's just a little bit tough. But we can lay some groundwork. And what the plan is let's get some more cash for Cobra. So he's going to head down this way to Outpost 338, and he's hopefully going to pick up this exploration token. That'll be his second exploration token. So whatever that is, plus the other one, he can cash that in for 2,000 credits. While he's here, he's going to be on the edge of this sector tile. So he can use an energy, and we can explore in here, see what's in here. Then I think he will head back and get back to Kemplar II. If possible, he can go on the mission slot again. Remember, he's got an emp-comp computer, so he can carry more than one mission. He can carry 3 missions. So we can go and have a look at see if there's any other missions in here. And then the plan is, if we just move the enforcer out of the way a bit, we do have a buy spot here. So he could buy spice. And if he buys spice, loads up on that, he can then head towards the sellsword via Neo Damascus. Because Neo Damascus, they actually, you're allowed to sell spice here. So we could sell some spice here, and that would really generate some cash. And perhaps he could get a new ship on Neo Damascus, and perhaps lasers. Yeah, an upgrade to his lasers, and then he can head for the smuggler's den. So that is our plan. So let's get on with it. So first thing he's going to do, use his armed marker, put it on his M22 engine. That means he rolls a D6, a red one, because he's the red player. We need something to roll it into. So, in fact, let's get it a bit closer so you better see it better. So D6, he rolls a 6, so he doesn't even have to use his GTS. So he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into here. So the first thing he's going to do, we won't flip that over just yet, because we've got to see if he takes any damage. So going into an asteroid field, you roll a D20, 1 to 10, you get that amount of damage. 11 to 20, he'll actually get he'll get no damage. He won't get a spice cube because you've got to be on this harvest spot, but he does have to try and avoid damage. 15, so he's avoided damage, so that's great. And it means he can just have a look at this exploration token, which you can flip over now. Oh, look at that, 1,000 credits, that'll do. So he'll pop it with his other one. He will get 1,000 credits. And the other thing he's going to do is he's going to hand both of these in for another 2,000 credits. So we'll put them in the Cthulhu bag. Yay! And we'll get that other 2,000 credits. So 3,000 credits. That's an excellent start. He's already got 1,000, so he's up to 4,000 credits now. Remember, a new ship only costs 5,000, a tier 2 ship, so excellent. Okay, just before we use another arm token on his engines and try and send him back, he is going to do a long range scan here. So he's got to stop. So he did have, he'd only moved 5. He could have moved 6, but he's actually going to stop here and do the scan. That'll cost him an energy, so he's down to 3 energy. And we're going to scan in here. So let's get the huge deck of sector tiles, and we'll do a cut as we normally do, and that's the tile. Pop that down there, and it's a T. So there's a T symbol here, so we've got to match it up. But let's see what the tile is. Ooh, it's another nebula. Vortex 86. It's got a spawn point. It's also got an expiration point, and it has a mission point as well. So excellent. Nebula. Doesn't have a harvest space on it. So the only person who can harvest this nebula is actually a vagabond player, Johnny Neptune, because he can use his Batea grid in nebulas. But anyway, Vortex 86, there's the T symbol. So we'll orientate this just so. There we go. Let's get ourselves a exploration token. So we need a D8 and a D6. So that's going to be 8 columns and 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here it is. We'll pop that in there. And that's that. So what's he going to do now? We'll put the D8 back. Keep the D6 because we'll probably be using his engines. Now I'm wondering whether just to go in there, can I just go in there and then zoom back? I've still got 2 engines. I should be able to get back to Kemplar II. Should be able to get back to Kemplar II. So we're going to try that. We're going to try and pick this up as well. Let's go for it. He's right next to it. So he's going to go into here. But a nebula, as you know, we're going to have to roll a d20 again. So what he's going to do is he's going to use his impulse power because we're coming straight out again. So he's going to go 1 into here. Pick that up. We'll flick that over in a second. So he's gone 1 into here using his impulse. So we'll flip that across. And he's got to roll. So that's a d20. And again, we want an 11 or over. Otherwise, we've got energy loss. And he rolls a 13. So, thank God for that, because he was low on energy. I was taking a bit of a risk there. So, no energy loss. And that was 1, 2, 3. He's heading back now. We do get to flip this over, and it was a big red X. So he took that big risk for nothing. Never mind. But gets another one of these. He can either get a fame point or he can trade them both in for 2,000. So even though it's a red X, you know, you can still get something for it. So we'll pop that on his player tray. Okay. He's used his impulse, so he will have to use his engines now. So another armed marker onto his M22 engine. And let's roll. And he gets a 5, +1 from his GTS out of a possible 2. Can only move 6, that is the capacity of his engine. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Onto the buy space there, and he's gonna go again. The reason is he just wants to use this mission point. He's got an M-Comp computer, so he can hold more than 1 mission. So we may as well do that. So we'll use his final engine space. Have a roll. He rolls a 6, so he's just going to go onto the mission space, pick that up, and then move back to the buy space. And he'll buy some spice at the start of next turn. So let's pick up 3 of these that we can have a look at in the status phase. And we'll put those on his player tray. And that is pretty much it. He does have an armed marker there, but he's used up all of his engines and everything, and we want him to stay on Kemplar II anyway, so he can get all of his energy and stuff back. So we'll just put this back as armed onto his player card. Okay, that's it for the action phase for Cobra Hex. Let's get into his business phase. And here we are at the business phase. Okay, so he can recharge all of his energy. He's on a planet. That's excellent. And these go to disarmed. We take them off his outfit. We can't actually arm them till the status phase, but we will be able to do that for free because we are actually on a planet. So, yeah, we've done that. We're not going to change anything in here. We've got no damage that we've got to sort out or anything. So that is it for the business phase. We're not going to spend any of his cash yet. Or are we? Or are we? I could get a stronger blaster. Just going to have a quick think. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, right, I've just checked and we are going to get some better blasters. We're going to take these Seika 5 blasters, which means we'll roll a D8. Now, these cost 2,000. We're going to sell his knock blasters, and this is one of the reasons why I decided to do it. Normally, it's half the purchase price, but it's half the purchase price rounded up. So even though we bought these for 1,000, it means we can sell them for 1,000 as well. So we get our 1,000 credits back just because the tier 1. Anytime, like if we come to sell these, we will only get 1,000 for them. But it just works out that we get our money back for these because they're the cheapest ones. So because we've sold these for 1,000, it means we only have to pay an extra 1,000 for these. So that leaves us with 3,000 credits. So I think that is well worth it. We'll pop this into here. Now, it can only be used twice, you'll notice, even though it takes up 4 spaces in our cargo hold. We can only use it twice. It's only got 2 of the yellow tokens, but we will be rolling a D8. And such time we get a better ship, then we'll have these improved blasters. So let's pay 1,000 for that. And yes, all that can be done in the business phase. So we've just replaced his blasters with some upgraded ones. Okay, so that's it for his business phase. Let's go into the status phase. And here we are at the status phase. Okay, so we can rearm these. Now, normally that'd cost us 3 energy, but because we're actually planet side and the planet's got a spaceport and everything, we're plugged into the mains. It does mean that any energy that we would have lost from doing that, we just get it back immediately because we're at the spaceport. So that's good. We get our impulse power back, which is excellent. So there we go. Last thing to do is to have a look at these missions. So let's flip across. Remember, he does have the M comp, so he can hold 3 missions. There's an assassin here, hunt and destroy a target. A militia captain asks you to remove a problem for him. A local pilot knows too much about the plague. Make sure she doesn't talk, ever. Second player on your right. We're not going to do that one because you end up with a bounty. And he's a bounty hunter and he wants to stay on the right side of the law. Shuttle, transport passengers. A scientist who believes she's able to fix the gate asks you to take her to the Tigris, where she will run preliminary tests. I'm so excited I could dance. She does. You think it looks rehearsed. Pick up passengers at Burning Horse. Burning Horse is on the is actually on the board. Payment determined by the shortest flyable distance from pickup to delivery. So it's Burning Horse to the Tigris Gate, right next to each other. So it'll only get us 2,000 credits. But 2,000 credits is 2,000 credits, right? We're going to take that. So there we go. And what was the other one? Research. A speaker for the house is hoping that you can conduct some long-range recon. I think I'm being cheated. If you can just find some evidence. It says fly to Azor. Well, Azor isn't on the board at the moment. And we'd roll the D20, see if we could get some. Now, Kemplar II is on the board, but unfortunately Azor isn't. So we'll leave this one. And we're all right with the shuttle mission. That'll do us. So we'll take that shuttle mission. And yes, so things are doing really well for Cobra. We wanted him to be doing missions, and he's got his laser upgraded. So soon, hopefully, he'll be able to make his way towards the smuggler's den and the sellsword outlaw, and maybe able to take him on. So pretty funky. Okay, so that's it for his turn. But if you recall, he is looking after the Enforcer. So let's have a look at the Enforcer. Acquire target. If attacked, he wasn't attacked. The Enforcer targets the closest outlaw ship up to 1 sector away. Now, we do have the sellsword, but he's well more than a sector away. He's about 3 or 4 sectors away. So that doesn't apply. If no ship is targeted, the Enforcer targets the most distant lawful planet. Well, there isn't another lawful planet, so he's not going to move. Yeah, he's going to stay where he is on Kemplar II. We'll get a lawful planet or a closer outlaw at some point. Okay, so doesn't actually do anything, the Enforcer. He just stays on Kemplar II. Right, that is it for the Easy Tiger's turn. Next up, it will be the Puddle Jumper and Aqua Scion. And here we are with Aqua Scion and the Puddle Jumper. So she's currently in space as well. She's just outside the kiln. The energy situation isn't so bad for her. She does have the energy scoop. But I think we'll pop in the kiln. We'll find out what this artifact was. Hopefully sell it. Then we should be able to make it to Neo Damascus. The reason we want to make it there is we've got some spice to sell. And we'll probably end up staying on Neo Damascus and getting all our energy back. But not too critical if we don't manage it, but hopefully we will. She has got 1,000 credits. She's got a mission. Let's just check what this mission is. So it was fly to any lawful planet. Unfortunately, Neo Damascus is a neutral planet, and but we'll keep that. She'll probably end up at Kemplar II sometime. So yeah, we'll concentrate on the artifact first and selling this spice, I think. Okay, let's pick up her arm tokens and we'll go to the board and we'll see how she gets on. And here we are with Aqua Scion. She's here. But thinking about it, perhaps she could pop back to Calicus. She does have enough cargo space to pick up another one of these. So we're just going to risk it for a biscuit. And she's going to do it with impulse. So she's going to use her impulse engine. And she's just going to go 1, 2. And that's the end of her movement now because she's going to excavate. And she's going to have another go at trying to pick up another one of these. And that's a D20. She's the green player. She needs over a 10, remember, or she'll get ice damage. A 2. So she got 2 ice damage. She's going to use one of these because she does have a Targe shield. So she's going to roll a D6. Hopefully she'll get a 2 or an over. She gets a 5, so she didn't take any ice damage, so that's good. She's just going to roll again to try and excavate. Come on. A 7, that's 7 ice damage. Ugh. Right, sounds like this was a bad a bad idea. So she's going to use another one of those and roll a d6, so she is going to take some damage. Oh, getting a nice tower. 6. Whoa, what a time to play. Roll a 6. So she only took 1 ice damage. So I'll just show you the ice damage. So you just get a crystal like this. So we're going to pop that in a hold. So we may as well move on now anyway, because she hasn't got enough hold space. She did try and pick one of those up. I still think that was a good idea, but we just didn't roll too well. So now she's going to head for the kiln, but she's only got 2 of these left. So we're going to spend 1 on an engine. She's got a Halon engine, so that's a D8. But she doesn't have a GTS, and we didn't want a 1. So she moves 1. And she is right next to the kiln. So fortunately, just the way it's worked out, we are adjacent to the kiln, so we can actually... Oh no, I think we need an extra one to move onto the kiln. So we're going to have to use her final armed marker on her engine to actually get on the kiln, unfortunately. So we're not going to get to Neo Damascus. And of course, she rolls a 6 now. Ugh. So she gets onto the kiln. She's going to go on to... I think she's got to go onto the cell spot. So she's got enough to get to the cell spot. She could have gone over the mission point as well. So we'll pick... Yeah, she had 6 movements, so she's got enough to go over the mission point to the cell spot. Let's do a cut. 1, 2, 3. We may get a mission that's better than the one she's currently got. We'll have a look at those during the status phase. Pop those back there. So what we can do now is we can have a look at the... she can try and sell that artifact that she did pick up last turn. So that was a bit of a bummer turn for Aquascion, to be honest. Tried to get another of these artifacts, but it just didn't work out. Okay, that is the end of her action phase. So because she is on the space station, she is on the kiln, she will get a business phase. And here we are at the business phase, but we're going to very quickly go back to the action phase. I should have flicked this over during the action phase. We are on the kiln, so just pretend it's right at the end of the action phase, and what we're going to do is we're going to sift as an action. So we're sifting this as an action, and it's a fame point, or... Ooh, we can get 2,000 credits, and... What is that? An Enviro Shield. So I think we'll take the 2,000 credits and the Enviro Shield mod. Okay. So that can now be discarded. I'll dig out the various things. So first of all, 2 grand. 2,000 credits. That puts her up to 3,000. And... we got an Enviro Shield, which is this one up here. So there we are. We've got an Enviro Shield here. So I think you put that on one of your available shields, which here is a Targe shield. Put that. I'll just check that, but we'll pop that on. All these go into disarmed because we use them all on shields and whatnot. So all those go on there. And yes, just check the business phase, what we can do. She's going to recharge her energy. We didn't use the energy scoop because we knew we were coming back to the kiln. Even though, well, we were planning to go to New Damascus, but we ended up back on the kiln. So she gets all that back. Now, we can repair any damage. Yeah. But, so, this isn't a repair. This is just, because this is ice damage, it sort of melts. So we can get rid of this for free. If it was normal damage, like the other crystals, he's got some like orangey crystals and they're like normal damage. You have to actually pay to get those repaired. But ice damage, you don't. It just melts. Yeah. So we got to the kiln and that melted. So that saved us a few credits. So that's good. Are we going to buy anything? No. And yes, we just got the 2,000 credits and the Enviro Shield. What the Enviro Shield does, if I recall correctly, is this works against things like ice damage. So it will automatically sort of block ice damage. So, or asteroid damage or debris field damage, things like that. So that's in fact, I'll check now for you because I've got the rules here. So, and it is a Embers of a Forsaken Star thing. So I'll just check for you very quickly. Enviro Shield. Place over a use space on a shield outfit, which we have done. The use space is the yellow logo thing. And activate. When you activate an Enviro Shield, the shield outfit automatically rolls its maximum value versus non-combat damage or energy loss. So, brilliant. Yeah. So, that would have worked. We'd have got a 6 for that. So, it'd be like rolling a 6. So, we rolled a 6 anyway, didn't we? But, yeah. We've got an Enviro Shield. We may as well have it. 1,000 credits. If we sell it, it's half rounded up. So I think that's the same for mods as it is for outfits. So great stuff. Okay. Does it say about selling them? It doesn't, but I think that's right. Okay, we'll pop that back there. So that's our Enviro Shield. And that is it for our business phase. Let's go to the status phase. And here we are at the status phase. We just put all of these back to armed because we're on a space station. Even though that costs us 4 energy, we get the 4 energy back straight away. Not claiming any fame points or anything. We do get our impulse power back. And we can have a look at these mission cards. See if we want to. We're not bothered about any of the orange ones. But we'll check this cargo one out. See if it's better than the one we've got. A Kemplarian noble is looking to pick up some goods off-world to save a few credits by using a new import tax loophole. Pick up cargo cubes. Payment determined by cargo delivered. And you deliver the cargo to the Samara Gate. The Samara Gate isn't on the board, so we'll stick with the one that we've got. And, yep, that's it. We will discard all of those. We're not interested. And that is it for Aquasian's turn. Not too good. We didn't manage to excavate an extra artifact, but eventually we did get back to the kiln. We sold the one that we got. We got 2,000 credits and an Enviro Shield. And, yeah, okay, but not bad. We've still got our Spice Cube. We will have to get to Neo Damascus eventually and sell that. But, yeah, not too great. Not too great, Aqua. Must do better. Okay, that's it for her turn. Next up, it is Vesvirgo, our smuggler. Except it isn't Vesvirgo, our smuggler. The merchant. Yeah, the merchant is next. Remember, he was on his way to Kemplar II. So let's do the merchant's turn. Here's the merchant. Got to move 8 spaces. He's going towards the sell spot here on Kemplar II. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and he makes it. What that means is we put 1,000 credits on the merchant. So he's now got 1,000 credits on him. And what he'll do, we've only got one other planet at the moment that he can travel to. So he'll just be turning around and he'll be heading back to Neo Damascus. If we get another planet in the interim, then he'll pop to that. But as it stands, he's off on his way back to Neo Damascus next go. Okay, now it's time for Ves Virgo, the smuggler. And here we are with Ves Virgo, the smuggler. Been doing a bit of editing, so you'll have noticed a few editors' remarks coming over the screen. Yeah, made a bit of a cock up with Johnny. When you're actually doing one of your objectives for a mission or completing it, then that is an action, not a minor action. Picking up missions is a minor action, but actually completing objectives for them or completing the mission itself is an action. So he got 3 extra move there. I'm not going to retcon that. It was just a mistake, and it's only 3 move, so we'll let him get away with it this time. The other thing is he did get a fame point. You complete a mission, you do get a fame point. So he is Space Scum 2. So well done, Johnny, for becoming Space Scum. The other thing is, I think I cocked up. I think I caught the others. Yeah, I cocked up a bit with the others, but I think I caught those. So the other thing that I just missed was that the puddle jumper arrived at the kiln. When you arrive on the kiln, you've got to roll a d6 and then the kiln will move. We'll do that in a minute. Okay, so brand new to this game, you know, but I am catching the errors as I go along. Okay, anyway, back to Ves Virgo and the Ghost Stalker. So here she is. She's currently on the kiln herself. She does have a mission though, which is Thief. And she's got to target the player on her left, which is actually the puddle jumper player who has just arrived at the kiln. So it could be that Aquacyan is going to have an extremely bad day as opposed to a bad day. So flight adjacent to the target ship, but we're already adjacent to it. And I think it makes sense. They're in the kiln, they get chatting, and she's going to try and steal these plans out of Aquacyan's computer. So we're going to have a try to get these plans back. We've got to roll a d20. We'll do that in a minute once we get back to the board, but she's going to try that. So I'll put this next to the board so I remember. And as soon as she's done that, she's going to use these armed markers and try and get the hell out of Dodge. Okay, so let's get back to the board and see how she gets on. And here we are at the board. First things first, let's just quickly roll for the kiln's movement. So it moved 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's now moved up there. So we've sorted that out. Okie dokie. And now, before she takes off, she's going to try and steal those plans. What she's got to do is roll a d20. She is our yellow player, so she'll be rolling the yellow d20. Anything more than a 5. Yes. So she got an 18 to 20. She stole all of the plans for 5,000 credits. What a star. What an absolute star. 5,000 credits. She gets a nice blue coin. Excellent work. And she didn't get detected either. So that is absolutely fabulous. Well done to her. Now she's done that, she's going to say farewell to Aquacyan. So they've had a bit of a chat. Perhaps she got herself aboard the puddle jumper for some wine, some Kemplarian wine. And while flaming Aquacyan was boozed up, she managed to take those plans. So, in fact, she don't get the 5,000 yet. So, we'll just put it on the card. She has got to get to Burning Horse first. But I think it's well worth her getting to Burning Horse. So, we'll do that. Pop that on there. Excellent. So, now she's going to use one of these. And, yes, she's going to make her way to Burning Horse. So, we'll put that on one of her engines. She's got a D8 engine. But she's also got GTS, which is good. She rolls a 3 plus GTS, that's going to be 5. So she's going to come out here, and that kill movement helped her as well, because she's right next to Burning Horse now. So she's going to go into Burning Horse with her first movement. She has to roll a D20. She wants over 11 or over, so she doesn't get any energy loss. She gets an 18, no energy loss for her, fantastic. And she moves the rest of her 5, so that's 1, 2, 3. She stops because doing her mission completion means that she has to stop. That is an action. So now she gets her 5,000 credits. She's dropped it off to the scientist. We can discard this card for a fame point. Again, what I didn't recall with Johnny, but Johnny got a fame point for doing his, and she will get a fame point for doing hers. So now she has 2 fame points, I believe. And she is an asteroid worm. I'm sure she's chuffed. So she's an asteroid worm. The only person who hasn't got any fame points is poor old Cobra Hex, but never mind. Right, so 5,000 credits for her. She could afford a tier 2 ship, but she's in the Burning Horse Nebula, so she'll have to get out of there first. Right, so she could actually she could harvest and get some hollow. I think she can use the harvest spot. I'm just going to check whether she can or not. Maybe that she can't. It's me! Yes, we can use it. It'll just cost us 2 movement points to do it. Yeah, we can't actually go onto the space, but if we get adjacent, we spend 2 movement points. It counts as if we were on the space. So we are going to do that. So in order to do that, she's just going to use her impulse, which is 3. Yeah, so that's more than enough. So she spent 2 of those 3 to use that harvest point as if she was on it. She doesn't actually move her ship. So she's going to harvest, so she's going to roll a d20 again, and she wants over a 10. She wants 11 or higher. She gets a 17. I'm rolling well on these. It's only Aqua Cyan who's doing crap, isn't it? So she does get a hollow cube. Again, that's from space. So she doesn't take it off the economy board. And in fact, she's already got a hollow cube. I couldn't see it because it's translucent. So what we're going to do is she can't pick that up. She couldn't pick that up. And I wouldn't have done that if I'd not had my Mr. Magoo eyes in my head. So what she'll do is she's going to stop there. She will use her impulse power. But let's pretend that she didn't do that harvest, because she wouldn't have done that. What we've got to do is try and sell that hollow. So what she would have done is she would have headed towards Kemplar II. Does it buy hollow? Yes, she can sell hollow at Kemplar II. So she's going to do that instead. She's going to go 1, 2, 3. So she's avoiding the debris field. And then she is going to use one of these to actually use her engine again, which is a D8. That's a 3, plus her 2 for a GTS is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, we've got somebody on the cell space, which is a real pain. She can't use 2 movement because she's only got 1 left. So she's going to have to use another engine, which is a real pain in the butt. Her last engine, she will get at least, she has got GTS, so she will get at least 2 movement here. Yes, she gets 4 movement with a GTS, so she can use the actual cell space that the merchant's on. She is going to sell that hollow for 1,000. Now, she is using the economy board for that. So it would go on the hollow spot, except we move it across 1. So that hollow cube that goes into the supply now becomes a spice cube, which means we now have 4 spice on the economy board. Okay, and she gets 1,000 credits for that. So she's now got 6,000 credits. She's rich. Rich, I tell you. And she's on a planet. So she could buy another ship. So we may see that in a moment. So what's she got left? She's only got 1 of these left. She's used up all of her engines. So I don't think she's going to do anything else. She's used her impulse as well. She's just going to stay where she is. She still counts as being on the planet. And yes, so she'll get her energy back and all that sort of stuff. This unused armed token can go back on her player card. That's it for her action phase. Next up, it is the business phase. And here we are at the business phase. We're going to have a busy little business phase. We'll take these off her outfits, and her energy goes right back up because she's actually on a planet. So no problems there, but she is going to buy a new ship. So we're going to spend 5,000 to buy a new ship. And the one she's going to buy is the Skimmer. So what I'll do is I'll just swap these over and then we'll go through it. Won't be a second. And here we are back with the Skimmer. So we're still in the business phase, so all of her armed markers are still disarmed, and we've still got to refresh her impulse and everything. But let's have a look at the new ship. So it's got 10 energy, so she gets all her energy back. And she's put her Halon engine in here and her GTS. So that's fitted rather nicely. It's now got a hold of 13, so she's got a lot more space. She's going to sell her Taj shield. Remember, she'll get 1,000 for that. She'll get what she paid for it because it's half, then rounded up. So that means she's got 2,000 credits along with the 1,000 that she had over. So she's going to pay for this new shield. And the new shield is a Zulu 2 shield. There it is. And we roll a D8 on this, and it's got 3 uses, which is great. And that'll just fit in here. So that leaves us with 4 empty cargo spots. So excellent. And yes, it's really coming together. Now, she keeps her disruptor field from her previous ship, and she also gets a new special ability with her new ship, the Skimmer. It's called Recall. Return to a point of origin. Skimmer. While in normal space, not inside any borders, as a minor action, move the recall token to your current space, even if the recall token is currently placed elsewhere. And then that token is where you can sort of automatically jump back to. As an action, spend 2 energy and roll a d20. And this ability is now used. So we tap the card, yes. Success depends on distance. So if you're not to 1 sector away, then obviously it's a 1 to 4, and you succeed on a 5 to 20, and that goes up. So 2 sectors away, you can fail on a 1 to 8. 3 sectors away, you can fail on a 1 to 12, and 4 plus sectors away, a 1 to 16. If you succeed, your ship goes on the recall token space, and the energy cost for that is 2. Why is this good for her? Well, this is good for her if she can sneak through those planetary shields. So long as we use this token, and I'll dig out the token because we'll need it. As long as we use this recall token in normal space, so we drop it outside of the planetary border. When we're inside the planetary border and want to get out, instead of having to roll on our disruptor field, we'll just use the recall token and we can automatically jump to it and avoid the planetary shield. Now, I've checked. I have looked to see if that's allowed. I've seen nothing against it. I have looked online and haven't seen anything. Now, it may be that it's not allowed, but I didn't find anything to say it isn't allowed. So I'm going to rule, for the time being, until I'm shown any sort of frequently asked question that says otherwise, that she can do that. But she can't do it, But it's still a funky ability, because it really does mean that you can jump in and out of places, which would be good anyway for a smuggler character. But I think it would allow her to jump out of planetary shields without having to roll. So that would be a really good ability. So that's her recall ability. That's her new ship. And yes, we are now ready to go to the status phase. And here we are at the status phase. As mentioned, she's now an asteroid worm. She did complete that mission, so it would give her a fame point. Should have got it now in the status phase, and she is an asteroid worm. She gets back her arm tokens, so they go back. She is on a planet, so even though that costs her 4 energy, she gets the energy back. She gets her impulse power back. That's good. And she's ready to go with her brand new ship. Isn't that awesome? She hasn't picked up any missions. She's quite happy at the moment not having one. She'll probably pick one up next round. So that is it for Vess Virgo. She's currently in the lead as regards fame, but she's also in the lead because she has a brand new ship, because she did a fantastic job on stealing those plans from Aqua Cyan. So brilliant, brilliant work by our smuggler. All right, so that is finally the end of this episode. It looks like these episodes are going to be an hour long at least, but playing for 4 ships. But hey-ho, that's just the way it goes. And not everybody wants a 10-minute YouTube video, do they? Some people quite like an hour-long one. So that's what you're going to be stuck with, especially because I cannot stop talking. Okay, so that's it for episode 2. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the subscriptions, for all the likes, the dislikes, and for all the help and support. You're all marvellous. Thank you very much. Anybody who's voted up the site on Board Game Links, thank you. Anybody over at BGG who's liked the video threads, made a comment, or dropped Geek Gold, anything like that, thank you all so much. You are fantastic. As ever, if you've seen me make an error, and I haven't caught it during the course of the video, then please let me know and I will try and sort it out for the next episode. Again, let me know about that recall token. I have seen a lot of other playthroughs and they have used it off planet. You know, they've been on a planet and they've just used it to go off the planet and they haven't rolled for the planetary shield, so I think it's fine. So I think that's going to be really, really good for our smuggler character. So perhaps you can actually do some smuggling. So we'll look forward to that anyway. Other than that, is there anything else to mention? No, other than that's the end of episode 2. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you for episode 3. But until then, this is me, Cat Weasel, saying toodaloo.